Durational symbols. Hi everyone and welcome back to Music Explained. Today we're going to talk about durational symbols. To notate rhythm, we need durational symbols. Let's talk about the names. First we have the note head, or the head of the notes, the stem, the flag, and the beam. Basic durational symbols. Here I listed all the basic durational symbols we use. It is very important to know how many beats each of them lasts, either the notes or the rests. Everything in music is based on these symbols. In the table here, I decided to list them all as mathematical equations so you can picture and compare the values more easily. Feel free to stop the video here and take a screenshot so you can have it in your phone or your tablet. All previous possible durations can be increased when we use dots and ties. A dot added after a note or rest increases the duration of that note or rest by half its value. Now let's take a look at these examples and see what that means. For example, we have a dotted whole note. The dotted whole note is 6 beats. How did we got to the 6 beats? The whole note is 4 beats. Then we added its half. When we divide 4 in half, we get 2, which is a half note. So we're adding a whole note plus its half, a half note. That way we got to the 6 beats. Let's see this one. We have a dotted half note. The half note is 2 beats. Plus we're adding half of its value, which is 1 beat. That way we got to 3 beats. Here it is. We have a half note plus half of its value, a quarter note equals a dotted half note. A double dot increases the duration of that note or rest by 3/4 its original value. Half the original duration plus half the first dot. Let's take a look. We have a whole note with 2 dots. Let's see how many beats will this note be. So we have the whole note, which is 4 beats. Then we add half of its value, 2 beats. Then we have half of this value, which is 1 beat. We have 4 plus 2 plus 1. And that will equal 7 beats. Let's see the double dotted half note. The half note is 2 beats. We add half of its value, 1 beat. Then we add half of the dotted value, which is a half beat. And then we got 2 plus 1 plus half. It's going to be 3.5 beats. Let's talk about ties. Ties are used to connect 2 values of any kind. They are especially useful when we need to connect 2 values over a bar line. Like here, for example, we have this F, which lasts 3 beats. If we get over the bar line, we'll have to write it down like a quarter note connected with a tie to a half note. Let's take a look at here. We have a D, which is 1 beat, connected to an 8th note, which is a half beat. That means that this D will be 1.5 beat, continue into one more 8th note, and E. In the next example, we will see durations that cannot be expressed with dots, only with ties. Many times we can use dots instead of ties, but sometimes ties are our only solution to represent some values. For example, here we have a half note, which is 2 beats. The half note is connected to an 8th note, which is a half beat, but the 8th note is connected with a beam to another 8th note. If we use this half note and we add a dot to it, that will be 3 beats. There is no other way we can represent this 2.5 beat value except with a tie. Let's look at my other example. We have a quarter note, which is 1 beat, connected to a 16th note, which is 3/4 of a beat, and that one is connected with 2 beams with 3 other 16th notes. If I add a dot to this quarter note, this will last 1.5 beat. It will go over the 16th note's value. My last example is a little bit more complicated. We have 2 8th notes connected with a beam, and this 8th note here is connected with a tie to a dotted 8th note, which is connected with a beam to a 16th note. There is no other way to represent this note's value. In my next video, we're going to practice equivalences among various durational symbols. Check the description box for more free materials. Thank you for watching.